Yeah, I'm thinking he's back. Joker returns, and we're going to tell you why it turns out that these injury absences have only made the Nuggets even better. Coming up on Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for joining us and making this part of your day, being an everydayer and making this your first listen. We appreciate you guys joining us Monday through Friday on both youtube.com/Locked On Nuggets, as well as wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for being an everydayer. And by that, we mean join up at lockedonnuggets.supercast.com, where you can be part of our everydayer club that has, I got to tell you, blown up a little bit this week. We've got a lot of new subs. We're so excited to see those guys. Had folks coming up to me at the game telling me that they'd subscribed. So excited to see everybody in there. The Discord's bumping. We're talking all about trades. We're talking about stuff during the game. There's memes. There's always memes. You get updates from us on subtext. You get updates from us in your inbox. You get all sorts of cool stuff if you become an everydayer at lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. My name's Matt Moore. I am a credentialed reporter that's been covering the Denver Nuggets for 14 seasons now. I have written for Fansided. I've written for CBSSports.com. Now I write for the Action Network as well as the Denver Dig. You can catch me on Locked On NBA Daily. I'm joined by Mile High Sports' Ryan Blackburn. You can catch him at Mile High Sports and on the Pick Action Roll podcast, in your podcast feeds, on your little phone when you're looking for something to read. All sorts of great stuff on today's show. We'll talk about the Nuggets win over the Clippers as Nikola Jokic returns in absolutely incredibly dominant fashion. We'll go over all of that. We'll talk about those things. And I'm going to tell you why, in my mind, I don't know how they've done this, but I think that the injury absence for Nikola Jokic has only made this team better. And I'm going to tell you why throughout the show.
It's a great take.
Okay, I can breathe. Okay. Nuggets beat the Clippers 122-109. In 24 minutes and 32 seconds, Nikola Jokic scores 31 points on 8 of 11 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, 13 of 17, got to the line for 17 free throws, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 1 turnover, plus 11, and the win. Not to be overshadowed, Jamal Murray with 20 points and 9 assists. He goes for 7 of 10 from the field and 4 of 5 from 3 and a plus 25 smallest minutes tonight.
Oh, man.
Peyton Watson goes for 21 points, 9 of 17 shooting, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, and a plus 22. They got contributions from everybody. Bruce Brown chips in 17. Tim Hardaway Jr. drops 22. I'm sorry, that was Bruce's plus minus. He had 6 points, but was a plus 17. Tim Hardaway Jr., 22 points and a plus 10. It was a feel-good night. The vibes were absolutely electric at Bowl Arena, Ryan.
Oh, my God. It was an unbelievable scene at the beginning. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Heather for coming over. Just wanted to say that right off the top. Just hanging out with us before the game. It was really cool. Just a really cool moment. The introductions for Nikola Jokic, it was pretty funny. I looked down at press row and realized, oh, wow, everybody's got their phone in their hand. This is cool. And it felt like a great moment where the crowd was insane in this game. They were pumped from the get-go. Everybody's very excited about Jokic returning. And this was a big win because the Clippers have won 16 of their previous 19 games. They've been one of the hottest teams in the entire NBA. And the Nuggets, immediately kind of took it to them. And they were pretty consistent the entire night. It was a lot of fun to watch. And I thought that Denver went about this in the right way. And they played through Jokic. They played through Murray. They incorporated everybody else and Peyton Watson especially. This was a really cool moment. But we got to start with Jokic, man. This was a dominant performance from Jokic in 25 minutes, sub 25 minutes, actually. The numbers are the numbers. 31, 12, and 5. He actually is the first player in NBA history to do that in under 25 minutes.
Ryan's trolling me because while I like a lot of these statistical numbers, especially the ones where it's like nobody's ever done this for Joker, Jake Shapiro was all over this. He's like, I don't think anybody's ever done this. And I was like, okay, but like this is like a very specific set of parameters.
Yeah.
And like if you go to like 28 minutes, there have been some absolutely freaking bonkers performances in 28 minutes, including another one from Joker, by the way. You know, you talked about kind of like it was a pretty steady performance throughout the night. It was interesting in that they really did handle the Clippers, and they used a lot of pretty smart mechanisms to counter what they were doing. Like one of the things that I really love that they did when Kawhi went switch hunting on Jalen Pickett, they sent a hard double at him and made Kawhi be a passer, which he is not comfortable really doing. That's not what Kawhi wants to do. And what was great was, and this is, you know, a guy that I think we'll talk about some tonight. I want to go ahead and talk about him. After I talk about Joker, because we had to make Joker the same thing. I want to talk about Spencer Jones.
No way.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like, he deserves it.
It's fun. I want to talk about Spencer Jones too. He was fantastic tonight.
Joker, it was really great that like on the first immediate possessions, it was like offensive rebound, put back.
Yeah.
And like I just looked over at Brendan Vogt and was like, oh yeah, this is what it's like to watch a team that can actually rebound the basketball.
It's great.
And they were just like they were able to actually handle the glass, and the Clippers are not a great rebounding team. So I put that in the scouting report, which I do one of those for every single game for the everydayers. Hashtag in the scouting report.
Kawhi having 3 rebounds, by the way, is whack. Like that is he is so big, man. He is so physical. He should not be floating as much as he does and not being as involved as well. Like across the board. I give John Collins a lot of credit because he's doing a lot of stuff for them, and Zubats had to deal with Jokic the entire time. So somebody has to step up on the glass, and Kawhi should have been the guy, and he just wasn't.
That's not hit. That is the plebes' job, Ryan.
Yeah,
plebes do that. And Kawhi Leonard's above that, just like he's above telling people when he's going to play or practice, and he's above being coached and all those type of things.
Mr. First round out man.
First round out man gets paid. Yeah, so 12 rebounds for Jokic, 6 for JV in 22 minutes, and like the Nuggets are back to being a dominant rebounding team immediately.
It's amazing.
And it's just really like you can just sense like the I think that was probably one of the biggest things that for David Adelman, you know, look, there's all when we asked him, like, what'd you miss most about Joker being back? You know, what were you so glad to have back? And he was just like, what a question. Like, where do you start? Right. The scoring, the pass, he's like the passing, obviously. But I just do think that if you're a coach, not having to kind of like, how do I possibly get enough size on the floor when I'm going to be playing switch with Zeke, because that's the only value that he has? How do I get enough rebounding when I have Bruce Brown and Tim Hardaway Jr.? Like, how do I possibly get enough rebounding on the floor? And so, like, not having to worry about that, I just think is a huge advantage, just to not have to be concerned with those types of things.
You know what's funny about that, by the way? Like the team, you can still tell is still fiending on the glass. They haven't gone back to that point where, oh yeah, Joker and Val are going to do everything. Like everybody else is still team rebounding. You saw Peyton Watson sky for some boards. Jamal Murray had a really nice one. Spencer Jones is hustling all over the place, scooping up some offensive rebounds, and they're just doing a lot, just scrambling. And that on top of having the size is where you really become a special hustle team, a special rebounding team. So we talk about what the Nuggets have learned without Joker and without Valanciunas. It's that they can do this too. Like even when those guys are out there, and they can really put the hurting on some teams.
I really like the formula, the game. So Adelman said this after the game that when you have game plan layered on top of effort, you're in a really good position. The game plan, which I just thought was excellent tonight. Their game plan discipline was great.
Yeah.
Talked a lot about Kawhi Leonard and how to guard him. Forcing him left was part of the plan. Again, I'll get more into that with Spencer when we get to him. But a part of that too, what I've really kind of taken away from this is how much the value. We talk so much about the Nuggets dominating in the paint. What I had not really considered was how much of an advantage it is when they are not settling for contested jumpers or out of rhythm jumpers, and they are generating the kind of looks that they do. Like the Nuggets took a fair amount of threes tonight. Like this was not like a night where they just like killed them inside, right? The Nuggets took 28 threes tonight. Clippers took 40 because they took a lot of threes, but
25 a half though. So like they were already pushing for that number.
Right. And so, but they got this like really great balance, and they were drawing fouls on the interior too. What this does is it allows them to set their half court defense.
Yeah.
And the Nuggets have basically figured out that, hey, we can't get cross matched. We are not good enough. Like, we will fall apart if we get cross matched. But if we set our defense and we pay attention to our game plan, scheme's good enough. We'll hold up. And they did a really good job. And I just thought that it was an excellent night for everybody, from Peyton Watson's defense going over screens on James Harden. You know, we talked about how hard that is, and how challenging it is, because he comes around the screens, he gets to his left. About Kawhi Leonard, who you want to force to your left, to his left, but they had a really good defensive game plan that they executed. And then offensively, you got Nikola Jokic throwing behind the back dimes to Peyton Watson for dunks. You've got him with the behind the back dribble, the Yoki Doki, as I am now calling it.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable plays. And we haven't even like touched on how good Jamal Murray was, which is
great.
Typical for Jamal. I think like that's been kind of Jamal's message to us during the stretch has been very evident, which is, I've always been this player. You guys just haven't recognized it, and I haven't gotten an opportunity to show it. I don't know how much that is, because this is the best he's ever played. Like, it is the best he's ever played. And he is playing at such a high level, but like, I do not like, it is very important to note how great Jamal Murray was tonight. Both of the superstars were absolutely elite for Denver.
They've got two pillars. That's the thing that we're learning about this season, is that, yeah, one pillar is the strongest pillar that you've ever freaking seen, but the other one is also exceedingly good and extremely helpful at propping up what the Nuggets have done and really setting the table for what Denver has been able to do. Murray has, like, at times had to struggle with some efficiency stuff when he has been carrying the load, and maybe he's been a little bit tired. I thought he looked even a little bit tired early in this game tonight, but one of the benefits of having Joker back, of having Peyton Watson initiate, it was just Murray took like 3 shots for the first 18 minutes of this game or so, and just allowed himself to get into the flow and really, like, he could set the table and still be a great passer during that time, but he didn't have to do everything, and it felt like he could pick and choose his spots really well. And as it turns, like, look what happens. He's an efficient monster when you're able to do that as well. So it's really good. This is the overall level that the team can reach, is just a really exciting prospect, because you have all these other guys that can also add to the mix and also potentially make the burden easier for everybody else collectively around them. And then everybody's picking and choosing their spots really well. That's when you start to get a really well-oiled machine that is unstoppable for this team. So I'm very excited. This was a really good moment for Denver and a really good start for what to expect.
Everyone was so proud of the guys for winning those games without Joker. But it was such a huge sigh of relief to feel like they were back to being a powerhouse again, where it's not this like scrape and claw and grind.
Yeah.
That it's had to be.
It's exhausting.
And here's Jamal's second half. 14 points on 5 of 6 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, only 1 turnover, and a plus 14.
Talk about picking and choosing your spots and being really good when you do.
Killed him. Just absolutely killed him. He was great. Yeah, I mean, look, as I've maintained, as I've said over and over and over again, this team is a wagon. They're down 3 starters, and this is how good they looked and felt and played.
It didn't feel like it, man. Like,
I know.
You get back the base formula of Joker and Jamal with guys that know how to play and are playing hard around them, and you just have a really great mix. And there will be times where they are met with resistance. They're probably going to be met with some resistance on Sunday, but like, there is plenty of runway here for Denver to continue to improve and get better on the margins, and just being able to work in some guys who are fresh and consistent and ready to go and just amped up about the time that they're getting and just an opportunity that they have is just, holy cow, it's going to be great.
ABC Dino says also so much for the Nuggets struggling when Jokic comes back. They look so clunky to start this game. It was like they couldn't figure out what they were doing, and it was like all kind of all over the place. And like even Jokic was kind of, and like he's missing free throws and all these types of things. And then it was just like, oh, but then wait, no, they're just talented and play smarter than everybody else. Like, no, you're screwed.
There will be times like the Clippers missed some shots. Like there's no doubt about it. Although I'm looking at the box score, I'm looking at ESPN's box score here. They said that the pace was at a 90 for this game, which is well below average. And offensive rating for the Nuggets was 134.5. Defensive rating was 120. So like Denver wasn't perfect. And there were some things that they like will have to clean up on the defensive end for sure. But like that, as far as first tries and all the new wrinkles they have to go, because clearly they're playing a different style of basketball with a different fulcrum than what they've had to do over the course of the last month, basically. So to be able to do it as seamlessly as they have is a testament to them, for sure.
What was your favorite part of Joker being back?
It wasn't the yelling at the refs. I'll say that. That I will not say that. It's like he got 17 free throws, and I think he got a pretty good whistle tonight. But like, I think it's probably the behind the back pass to Peyton for the dunk. It's just like, think about how easy that was for Peyton to set up on the slip and for Jokic to deliver. How easy they made it look.
Is it just like the return of like really true highlight plays?
No, it's not the highlight. It's it was a highlight. It was great. Don't get me wrong. Like but it wasn't the fact that it was a highlight. It was more the fact that it was simple. And that when Joker is on the floor, like that's not a pass. Like Jonas tried to see some of those backdoor passes tonight, but he made a poor pass on one back cut and it just didn't get through. Zeke would never be able to see that pass. Like just having somebody that sets the table and can spoon feed somebody, here's 2 easy points for you, is just so nice throughout a game where you're facing such a tough team. Like the Clippers are a tough team and they didn't make it look that way.
We're going to talk about Spencer Jones. We're going to talk about Peyton Watson. I'll talk a little bit about Julian Strawther. We'll talk about some more from this really great win. And I will smack down this person who said that I said that P-Watt was going to struggle with Jokic back, because that's not accurate. We'll talk about that coming up on Locked On Nuggets. During basketball season, there's nothing like being in the building, the energy, the crowd, that first big run when Joker's back that gets everyone on their feet. Fans want to be there for those moments, not stuck refreshing screens or guessing what tickets are really going to cost. That's where Game Time comes in. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage back, making it incredibly easy to score amazing seats, fast, simple, and without the guesswork. Browsing the Game Time app is straightforward and intuitive. Finding tickets takes just a few taps. Seeing the view from your seat before buying makes choosing tickets easy and confident. I find this to be most important for Avs games. Like, I really want to be able to get the right angle for my seats. I think there's a huge difference between which corner. If you're on a corner, like a couple of feet is a huge difference for me in terms of what I'm able to see and watch when I go to Avs games. Features like zone deals help unlock great seats at even better value. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. We're also brought to you today by FanDuel. Fridays already feel different during basketball season, and FanDuel is making them even better. Every Friday night before the games tip off, FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour, and you can bet them all through the weekend. So many things to bet on, like the big game in football, which I guess you guys don't want to think about so much, but everyone's going to bet on it, so you can get on it. One fun one, the Seattle team scored more points per drive than the opponent did throughout the course of the season. So if you take points per drive, those teams in the Super Bowl that have an advantage in points per drive, and I do not know why, are 9-14 straight up as a favorite in those games. They lose outright when they average more points per drive. Just a little fun trend for you to consider. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern to become appointment viewing in the NBA Happy Hour. When you open the FanDuel app, you're always going to get something new, boost bonuses and surprises. So before tip-off, check out the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. NBA Happy Hour, only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. We'll be right back. Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys being back with us. Appreciate you guys being part of our Everyday Club. Join the Everyday Club. Also, you get a month of free coverage when you go and you sign up right now. We are doing a special promo. Go sign up. with the code DEADLINE and before the NBA trade deadline at Supercast, lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. Link is in the description in your podcast or in the YouTube comments, and sign up. Join us. We got lots of folks joining up for us. You get scouting reports. Ryan does trade idea of the day. You're going to get breakdowns on all the information. Whenever there's an injury update or we hear something, you're going to hear about it. I'll start putting in trade rumors that involve the Nuggets if I hear any. All that kind of stuff you're going to get as part of our everyday club.
Again, first month free. It's really simple. Just check it out. Like you don't even have to like be there for the entire time. Just check it out. And if you like the content, then stick around.
You are a terrible salesman.
It's great. No, they'll love the content. Like we believe in the content. It's great.
Okay. Peyton Watson tonight, 21 points, 9 of 17 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. So here's how I want to kind of break this down. Positives. Okay. I loved how Peyton molded his game. And I've talked about this a little bit about how he has taken games like these stretches, even when Joker's been out, and he's played off ball and focused on defense and spot up shooting. And then he shifted on ball for various stretches and then shifted back to the other. And here's kind of what happened tonight is that he started off and he was spotting up and he was doing all that stuff around Jokic and making defensive plays and catch and shoot threes. Absolutely fantastic. Second quarter was a little bit more on ball. Wasn't great. Missed some layups.
He did do some on ball stuff at the end of the first quarter when Jokic was off the floor. I thought he did nice. I thought he did nicely with that, just to give him some credit.
Yeah, of course you did. And so then I thought he struggled really in that second quarter. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Then in the third quarter, though, he had a stretch of absolutely amazing makes on ball. Especially that Euro step sidewinder floater is my favorite shot in all of basketball. That's a Dwayne Wade move that I have adored always. Donovan Mitchell is the king of it right now. I love that move. And that move is so difficult to pull off and it's so dangerous. If you're able to hit that, I was talking to Larry Nance, actually senior, about that a couple weeks ago, about why that move is so tough to guard because there's no way for you to be able to get an accurate block angle on it. It was a really great
Larry
move.
Nance senior. That's cool.
Yeah. There's gonna be some video content up about it. He had a lot of cool things to say. Like if you block with your left hand, you are less likely to get a foul called. He was like schooling me on all sorts of stuff. It was great.
That's so cool.
He also called Rick Mahorn a butthole. That was my favorite because I asked him, I was like, would you have liked it? Like, do you think Dylan Brooks could have made it in the 90s? And he's like, well, I'll tell you, we had some guys like him in the 90s. There's one guy I'll tell you who was a butthole, was Rick Mahorn. It was great. Anyway,
that's amazing.
So I think that Peyton had really good moments, some rough moments, but ultimately had a really great game, scaled up and down appropriately. My big thing here is just to say that when you start, like, what happens is if he has a highlight play, that becomes in your mind how he played that night. And in reality, what Peyton's best efficiency and impact offensively is still as a cutter, transition weapon, and spot up shooter. That is still, and he has been so freaking efficient, and it's so valuable. Having a guy that can knock down those threes is absolutely incredible for them. So I think he had a great game tonight, but it's important not to be like, yeah, and he was like on ball dominating, like Matt said he couldn't. That's not really what happened. He was a plus 22. That's true. And I thought that one of the things I really loved in that third quarter, it allowed Jamal to play off ball. So Jamal was on the court, but not running himself into the ground.
Yeah. I just think that's so valuable from a skill set perspective for the Nuggets right now. It's why they have Jalen Pickett out there in the starting lineup. They're trying to share the burden at the top of the game and make it so that other guys are handling and providing a little bit of attention and like with on-ball play so that Murray can be roaming a little bit. That's good. Like it's a good thing. And so it's a good positive for Peyton Watson whether they decide to start him or not going forward. Like when he's out there with those guys, he can handle. He doesn't have to be as aggressive in those moments. He can be a little bit more thinking about how to make other guys better, especially when you're sharing the floor with Jokic and Murray at that time. And I thought he made some nice passes to Jokic. There was one that he had driving down the left side of the lane and then whipping it back out to the top. And it started a really good sequence. I think it got Tim Hardaway a 3 if I'm not mistaken, but it was all because of the first side action that caused the defense to rotate. So like there's plenty of ways that he can be impactful without having to break somebody down and hit the midi. Like that's not the only way that he can do it. So I hope that's not where he falls into. It should be seen, I think, as a treat of some sort. Like you do all the other stuff, and then if all the other stuff is really good, you get to continue to work on the game and continue to expand and do like a lot of those other things in moderation.
The other thing I'll say, I do want to say here, and it's important that I make this point. As much as I have some skepticism about Peyton being this like on-ball weapon, I do want to really make this very clear. One of the best things about Peyton is that kid has never hijacked the offense. He doesn't break it. He's not like bringing the ball up and waving off Jamal. Yeah. Or waving off Nikola and being like, I got this. That's where you run into problems with the type of players that Ryan likes. Is like when you start breaking the offense, even if you're like an efficient scorer, right? Because you like the guys that are like that but efficient, and you hate the guys that are inefficient. That like if you're still breaking the offense, like that's a big part of it. Is like don't break the offense. That's honestly a big part of I think of Jamal's like evolution. Yeah. Is he's not like he's never breaking the like every single play, he's just playing the right way. He's making whatever it is that you're supposed to do, that's what he does. Yeah. Okay.
I love the balance that those three played with tonight. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be what happens going forward. I don't like they're going to have good moments and bad moments. And when they reintroduce some other starters, there will be other wrinkles. But like if this is the formula that the Nuggets use going forward in some ways, it's not a bad one.
I want to know, stop laughing at me every time I talk about Spencer Jones. Like
it's just like, it is funny because I clock there's a very specific type of player that you love. It is the underloved. You love the underloved and go out of your way to make sure that everybody is appreciated, especially if you feel like they're underappreciated. And Spencer Jones's game makes it so natural for him to be underappreciated, and you have latched on. You love him.
Tonight had the audacity to tweet that Pickett and Spencer are just out there.
I wonder who that could be. It certainly wasn't this member of Locked On Nuggets.
That person does not know ball. After the game, David Allen talked about like, hey, Spencer Jones, 4 points. Do you have any idea what he does for us? He was like, I loved everything from him tonight. The hustle plays are great. In part because honestly, how can I put that? This team's been tough, right? Like they've been tough since the Clippers series in 2020. Like that was the start of like, don't mess with us. Yeah. They got punked in LA in a game. And since that time, like they found their backbone, their spine, and they became one of the most mentally tough teams that we've seen in basketball. Came back from down 3-1 twice. And, chewed their way every time that the Lakers made a run in the Western Conference Finals. They answered that call and swept them. They became this really tough team, but they haven't had a lot of guys who are like willing to put their bodies on the line the way Spencer is. And Spencer doesn't do it recklessly because he's still a really smart player. Yeah. Spencer manages to make like hyper hustle plays while playing within himself. Go ahead.
I love this take from you. I just genuinely love it. It's one of the things that you see when you have some of the reckless kind of crash guys. Like Torrey Craig was kind of like this, where he would throw his body around, but he wasn't really making the smart plays, the savvy plays as often. He was just like playing hard and playing physical and doing all those things, but like sometimes made a very reckless play. With Spencer, you can see him working at the NBA level at a very high level because of that, because he has the control and the understanding and the savviness to pair with the physicality and the want to. It is a fantastic take, and I firmly agree with it.
Yeah, and like I have so much respect because Spencer, as effectively a rookie, played sparse minutes last year. He's a rookie. Yeah, has been called upon to start for a contender, and eventually was called upon to be like, hey, so we're gonna need you to guard the best player on the other team every night. Hey, here's Luka Doncic. Guard him for 40 minutes. Tonight it was Kawhi Leonard. It was, hey, force Kawhi left We need you to force him left on every single play. And then Kawhi gets left and hits him with the shoulder bump, knocks him 3 feet back, and then hits that small mid-range layup.
Tremendous shot, by the way. It was very good.
Because
he's impossible to guard.
Yeah, because he's a beast.
Yeah.
Like these plays that I see Spencer getting beat on, it's always like, oh, those are the moves that he gets everybody with.
Yeah.
That are just unguardable. And Spencer,
it's not like he's a rookie that's like getting got with a whole bunch of like rookie stuff. He's getting got with the veteran stuff.
And like he was doing stuff to Kawhi out on the perimeter where he's showing his hands, but making sure not to reach far enough to where Kawhi can rip.
Yeah.
So all he's doing is he's just distracting him. And you're just trying to be like, I'm just trying to take away your focus enough to where you can't see the things that you need to see to get to the spots that you need to get. So we can bring the help to try and force the ball away from you. I mean, it's really terrific stuff. And I think Spencer Jones making those hustle plays is huge. His willingness to put his body on the line, how tough he is. He's like 6 rebounds. He has quietly been like, hey, I got to rebound more. And so he's just been doing it. And he's like swooping in for these big plays. I love watching him play. He was absolutely terrific. Bruce Brown with another good game.
Yeah.
Really impactful tonight.
Yeah.
It is really great to see Bruce playing like this. I feel so much better about life with Bruce playing like this.
He had been struggling for so long, and like it's pretty loud from Nuggets Nation about like, hey, there's some things with Bruce that we have to start discussing, and you and I were talking about this, that like, hey, we might have to have a conversation about what's going on with Bruce, and do they need to really make a change? I think that like maybe this is the trade deadline applying a little bit of pressure. The Nuggets, hey, they're reportedly looking at point guards. They've applied a little bit of pressure, and Bruce has responded to that in kind and done a lot of great things on both ends of the floor. He is finally, Matt, getting to the rim, and just you don't want to settle for the floater. It's something you can have in your bag, but like it's not something that should be your entire game. And he doesn't have to have that. Hit a 3, getting and drawing fouls, setting the table for other guys, just playing smart basketball. He was great.
Tim Hardaway Jr. was man on fire once again to start this game.
Amazing shot making. I love the corner 3 that he hit where James Harden closes out on him, and he like holds the ball here for a second and then shoots. And then like just like there's no way that Harden was going to be able to block it, despite the fact that he was right there.
Yeah. Everyone's been asking about his ankle. Here's what we know. After the game, Adelman said he feels pretty good right now. He's hyped for Sunday, but this is like when the adrenaline's still on, and we'll see what happens after. I will tell you, there were crutches in the locker room.
Oh.
So, but like on his side of the locker room. Maybe they were for somebody else, but I didn't see anybody else using them. So, I would not be surprised if Tim misses some time, but it's an ankle, and hopefully it's okay. We'll see what the results say.
Good Lord, man. Can they like play one game without a guy going down? Just one?
No, no. The answer is no.
Jesus.
So, we'll see what happens with THJ, but look, he may be fine tomorrow. He may just be okay. Like totally possible. I am not making any more injury predictions the rest of my natural life. It's, unfortunate. I do. Okay. I want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
Because I like bringing in, because we fans go listen to the other shows. That's what happens, especially on Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We should say your team every day and all the teams you hate every day.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about the call that was on when Tim got banged up on that sequence?
I still have no idea how a stoppage actually happened. I have no idea how they assessed a shooting foul retroactively.
Yeah.
I think it was a ridiculous stoppage overall, and that I understand why they were concerned, but if you didn't call a foul in the first place, then you cannot add a foul again. Like it was dumb. And I understand Nuggets fans being like, but it was clearly a foul. You should have called a foul, but they didn't. And so you can't do it retroactively.
Yeah. Clippers fans very strongly feel that the game turned on that.
Oh God. Okay.
I would tell them to pay attention to the fact that Nikola Jokic scored 31 points in 25 minutes as probably you were probably screwed when Nikola Jokic was announced as coming back, when that was reported by Shams Charania. Like you were probably screwed there. I'm not a Nuggets fan, but I will go ahead and tell you, don't show up to a Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray fight with a Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. Don't do that. It's not going to work out well for you. It has not worked out well for you since 2020. But I did think that play was bad, and I do not mind Clippers fans being upset. My understanding is that they can review if they choose to. Like the officials in both the NBA and the NFL is not entirely triggered by challenge. You can call for a review if you're just. What always annoys me is I'm like, there's so many times when I can tell that you have no idea and you guessed it.
I just like there's just no reason to add a foul, like a shooting foul when you if you call one, then great. If you don't, that's never been a thing.
We are in alignment. Clippers fans, your complaint is legitimate. It would not have changed the outcome. You were still getting your tail kicked in by.
Yeah, you were going to lose anyway. Like there's no question about it.
James Harden was -17 and John Collins is -15. Like you're not going to win a game when that happens.
John Collins was great tonight.
He was really great. I love John. Underloved.
It's the same guy. Not really. Like John Collins is way better, but like it's the same guy.
It's all it is. You want to know what here? I'll tell you what this traces back to.
Yeah,
is that guy is my favorite player of all time is Alonzo Mourning, who is best known as the guy that Shaq repeatedly dunked on and sunned over and over and over. He was the other guy when I was like, he's really good too.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
That's
Jonas playing great basketball right now.
There was a stretch at the beginning of the fourth quarter that I didn't like. However, the vast majority of the minutes that he has played has just changed what the Nuggets have been able to do. Having a big body that the other team has to focus on is a really big deal. Matt, you want to know how many points Brook Lopez had tonight? It was 0. That was a mistake by the Clippers. They should have tried to get Brook Lopez involved in pick and pops a little bit more because Jonas was guarding him out on the perimeter. I have no idea why they didn't do that. That seems like a stupid idea on their part, but like they certainly didn't get him involved and they didn't try to take advantage of like Jonas's one weakness on the defensive end, which is mobility. I thought his rim protection tonight was really good. Just straight up really good around the rim and didn't foul that much.
Poor Chris Dunn. He's shooting like 57% EFG on spot ups and went 1 of 6 tonight. That poor kid cannot catch a break in altitude.
They did not give a darn about him shooting.
Yeah, not good. Overall, really great game. Let's real quickly. Sunday's OKC.
Big game. Not to Jamal Murray though.
Just another game.
Another game,
Just
baby.
Playing my game. Nothing has ever been different. Everything is just the same as it was when I was a rookie.
So dumb. Who would have thought that like having some opinions on the team that eliminated you and then won the championship would be a shocker.
Hey, Jamal, what did you see tonight? Just playing my game. Dragon answers out of that man has been. I have spent 14 years trying to drag good answers out of Jamal, and he's still like he unintentionally gave us good stuff last night.
Yeah.
Unintentionally. He just like anyway.
It's funny.
A lot of questions about who's going to be back. Being at the arena, here's what I'll say. I can't sit here and make predictions because you don't know until those guys go through warm up what it's going to be like. Because if tomorrow those guys go in, let's say tomorrow that Cam or Christian go in and they get a really good workout in with the staff. And then they wake up on Sunday and they feel like garbage and they're just like sore and they're not responding well. Like it's a thing. And and some of it is with Christian is it's a mental thing. And this first injury is always really tough on the mental side for young guys.
Yeah.
There's just not like a hard and true yes, no, he will, he won't. So, except for the fact that we somehow I don't know, how did we miss that it was Serbian Heritage Night? How
apparently Joker missed it too.
Lying liar lies.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. Like
I'll tell you this. I texted 2 people today in the league and was like, hey, Joker's back. And they're like, oh yeah, we heard that he was coming back on Friday earlier this week. And I was like, you don't think he could have dropped me, and they were like, "Well, you didn't know." We didn't know, and I was just like, "This is no." Anyway, I'm not gonna be surprised if on Sunday. I'm not expecting. I will not be surprised if you get one of CB came back, not both.
Okay.
Is where it would kind of be at.
It would be nice. Like any help is good help. Denver should be trying to get back as many guys before the All-Star break if they can. Aaron's not going to come back until at least March, but it would be nice to get specifically Cam back, but also CB was struggling before he went down, so would want to see him play.
Who do you want to go to the bench?
Pickett. Okay. I think it's time. I'm not going to blame him for missing open shots tonight. That's not really the thing. It's more when he doesn't make decisions when he has the ball in his hands that gets me really frustrated. I don't think that was much of an issue tonight, or as much of an issue, but he was also -8 in a game that the Nuggets won and had their reserves come in. So Denver didn't play their best when he was on the floor, and I think that they need to find, or not need to because they won, but they could go to some other combinations. He basically plays the first 6 to 8 minutes of the first and third quarter and then doesn't play again. So I'm not sure it's helping them get out to a great start.
Okay. By the way, shout out to Mr. Ackdog, who says greetings from Perth, Western Australia.
Love our Australian viewers. We got a lot of Australian Nuggets fans.
Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got to be Pickett. So let's say Jamal, Peyton, either one of Christian, Cam, Spencer, and Nikola.
Pretty good lineup.
Pretty good.
Not sure what OKC's gonna. Are they still starting big Jalen Williams alongside Chet?
I think so for right now, depending on what's going on with Hartenstein.
So having Spencer to guard and be physical against Chet Holmgren seems like a really good idea. That seems like the right thing. And then having another body on ball, whether it's Peyton, whether it's Christian, to start and guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, seems like a great idea too.
Yeah, Peyton. I love the idea of putting Peyton on Shai. I love that idea with the screen navigation. That's a really good idea. OKC is not able to shoot this year, so this is going to be look, everything is on the table here. Everything's on the table here. Last year, I would have been the Nuggets can win this game by a little tiny bit. They can lose by a little bit. They can lose by a medium bit, or they can lose by a lot. Now it's look, if the Nuggets blow them out, I'm not going to be oh my God. Yeah, it'll be great for Nuggets fans, but the Thunder are still the best team in the league. Don't get that twisted. It's gonna be a real challenge. It's gonna be should be electric. 7:30 p.m. Sunday night.
NBC.
Hope you guys are with us during the game in our Discord by joining up as an everydayer at lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. Have a scouting report on Sunday for that. Go read Ryan's work at Mile High Sports. What'd you write on tonight?
I haven't written yet. I will be posting something after the fact, and it'll be a late night for your boy, but we'll have plenty of time. It's going to be, I mean, how could you not write about Joker? But yeah, I'll come up with something else interesting for people to hear about.
It's kind of weak that you don't have your column written, to be honest with you. Pretty
soft.
Just soft.
I was talking about video games.
Spencer Jones would have his column written.
I bet he already has the LinkedIn post up.
We'll see you guys on Sunday night. Post-game show after. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys again next time on Locked On Nuggets. Thank God Joker's back.
I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight toker.